flexor muscles of forearm, they are divided into two groups. That is the superficial and the deep group. Superficial group comprises of pronator teres, 5 muscles. That is the pronator teres, palmaris longus, flexor carpi radialis, flexor carpi ulnaris, and the flexor digitorum superficialis. And the deep muscles are flexor digitorum profundus, pronator quadratus, and flexor pollicis longus. Now, first coming to the superficial group of muscle. It has a common origin. All the superficial muscles of the flexor compartment of forearm, they have got common origin from the medial epicondyle of humerus. M.F. Hussain, medial epicondyle give rise to common flexor origin for all the superficial muscles. Bruce Lee, L.E., that is the lateral epicondyle for the common extensor origin for the superficial group of muscles. So, medial epicondyle, this is palmaris longus. This one is palmaris longus. It takes its origin from the common flexor origin from the medial epicondyle of the humerus. It has characteristically short belly and the long tendon, and it gets blended with the distal part of the flexor retinaculum, and now it flattens to form the palmar epineurosis in the palm. In 10% of subject, it is absent. Palmaris longus. It is supplied by median nerve. We all know that all the muscles of the forearm, flexor compartment, they are supplied by median nerve except 1.5, that is the flexor carpi ulnaris and the medial half of the flexor digitorum profundus. So it is also supplied by the median nerve. And now coming to flexor carpi radialis. It also takes its origin from the common flexor origin from the medial epicondyle of the humerus. Flexor carpi radialis. Its name itself says, I am going up to the carpal bones. And on the radial side, this is the right upper limb ventral aspect. So this is lateral and this is medial. On the radial aspect, it is going, passes the carpal bones and insert over the base of the second and third metacarpal bone. Base of the second and third metacarpal bone. Flexor carpi radialis. It is supplied by the median nerve and does flexion of the elbow and the wrist joint. Now coming to flexor carpi ulnaris. It has got two heads. One is humero-ulnar. Okay? This is, and one is from the posterior border of ulna. This humero-ulnar, that is the medial epicondyle of the humerus, the common flexor origin, as well as the median margin of the coronoid process of. Okay, median margin of the olecranon and the coronoid process of ulna. Okay, and now it is passing up to crossing the carpal bones at the ulnar side, at the ulnar border. Only passing up to the crosses the carpal bones. That's why flexor carpi ulnaris. So obviously it is going to insert over the base of the metacarpal. And one origin, there is common epiduroctic origin For the flexor carpi ulnaris, extensor carpi ulnaris, and the flexor deuterum profundus. These three muscles has a common aponeuritic origin from the posterior border of ulna. So that origin also you have to mention. That it takes its origin from the common flexor, that is the medial epicondyle, as well as the medial margin of the olecranon and the coronoid process, as well as from the posterior border. You have to say the common aponeurotic origin from the posterior border of ulna. Common aponeurosis, that is the flexor carpi ulnaris, extensor carpi ulnaris, and the flexor deuterum profundus. Three muscles takes origin from there. Okay. And between the two heads, this is in green color, you can see the ulnar nerve is passing. Between the two heads of the flexor carpi ulnaris, ulnar nerve crossing. Now, in green color, this one is pronator teres. It also takes its origin from the common flexor as well as from the medial margin of the coronoid process, and going to insert over the middle 1/3 of the lateral border of radius. The examiner will ask you, tell me the mirror image muscle of pronator teres. It is coracobrachialis. Mirror image muscle of the pronator teres is coracobrachialis. In between the two heads of the pronator teres, median nerve passes. This is the median nerve. It is also supplied by median nerve, and it does pronation of the forearm. This is the flexor deuterum superficialis, this orange color. It takes its origin humero-ulnar head and the radial head. Humero-ulnar, that is from the common flexor origin, medial epicondyle of humerus, and the medial surface of the olecranon process. From there, and this radial head from the anterior border of the radius. Now, flexor deuterum superficialis, at the level of the starting of the metacarpal bones, it gives rise to 4 tendons, which is going to the medial forefinger. These are the orange color flexor deuterum superficialis tendon, which at the level of the proximal phalanx, it divides into 2. It divides into 2, and now it is going to insert over the lateral aspect of the middle phalanx. At the level of distal phalanx, they bifurcate this tendon, and now on the lateral aspect of the middle phalanx, they are inserted. Flexor deuterum superficialis. It is supplied by medial nerve. It passes across the elbow joint, so flexor of elbow joint. Passes across the wrist joint, so flexor of wrist joint. Passes across the metacarpophalangeal joint, so flexor of metacarpophalangeal joint, as well as the proximal interphalangeal joint, flexor. Okay. Now coming to deep muscles. This is flexor pollicis longus. Pollicis, that is thumb. So it is on the lateral aspect. It takes its origin from the oblique line of radius. On the lateral aspect there is radius. Yes. So below the oblique line of radius, the upper 3/4 of the anterior surface of the radius, it takes its origin and going to insert over the base of the distal phalanx. Base of the distal phalanx of the thumb. And it is supplied by median nerve, anterior interosseous nerve, which is the branch of median nerve, Supply the flexor pollicis longus. And as it takes origin from here, so there is no function of elbow joint. There will be flexion of wrist joint as well as the flexion of first metacarpophalangeal joint as well as the first proximal interphalangeal joint. Flexion. Now coming to another deep muscle in white color, this is flexor digitorum profundus. Flexor digitorum profundus, it takes origin from the upper 3/4 of the anterior and medial surface of ulna. Anterior and medial, there are three surfaces of ulna: anterior, medial and posterior. So from anterior and medial surface, upper 3/4, as well as the common aponeurotic origin from the posterior border of ulna, it takes its origin and going to insert. It gives again 4 tendon. At the level of metacarpal, they are giving 4 tendon and passing deep to the tendon of flexor digitorum superficialis and inserting over the base of the distal phalanx of medial forefinger and give a cauliflower-like beautiful appearance over that side. Cauliflower-like. It is also asked in the exam. The cauliflower-like tendinous arrangement is shown by which tendon? So the tendon of flexor digitorum superficialis and profundus, they all together form this cauliflower-like arrangement. It is supplied by, medial half is supplied by ulnar nerve and lateral half is supplied by the median nerve, as this is the hybrid muscle. What is hybrid muscle? Which has got dual nerve supply. And it is the flexor of wrist joint, flexor of metacarpophalangeal joint, except first,
What is hybrid muscle?
and flexor of proximal interphalangeal joint as well as the distal interphalangeal joint of the medial forefinger. The last, that is the pronator quadratus in green color here. It takes its origin from the lower 1/4 of the anterior and medial surface of the ulna and going to insert over the anterior, lower 1/4 of the anterior surface of radius from here to here, and it does pronation of the pua, and supplied by the anterior interosseous nerve, which is the branch of the median nerve. One thing very worth mentioning, that this flexor carpi ulnaris and the flexor carpi radialis, it is running on the radial border and it is on the ulnar border. One more function, flexor carpi ulnaris as well as the extensor carpi ulnaris, they does adduction, whereas the flexor carpi radialis and the extensor carpi radialis, they does abduction. Abduction and adduction. ठीक है? Flexor carpi ulnaris, as this is on the medial border or ulnar border, so towards the midline it is the adduction. So flexor carpi ulnaris and the extensor carpi ulnaris, in addition to the flexion and extension, it does adduction of the hand. And flexor carpi radialis as well as the extensor carpi radialis help in the abduction of hand. So this is all about the forearm flexor compartment.